what it feels like to run a global information war. You do not launch missiles. You do not send soldiers. You release narratives. Your system has just activated thousands of artificial social media accounts, each designed to weaken the unity of a target population before any physical conflict begins. You hold no weapon, yet your keyboard can trigger effects more disruptive than heavy artillery. This is not about territory, it is about perception. You are stepping inside the machinery that shapes belief, controls outrage, and edits reality itself. Level 1. The Harvester. You are 23. You work in a trendy office with exposed brick and endless cold brew. The company calls itself a marketing agency. It sits in a high-end district in Austin, Texas. Your job title sounds harmless, Audience Engagement Analyst. But you are not selling anything. You are engineering tension. On your screen is a control panel with thousands of fake profiles. None of them belong to real people. Their faces are generated. Their histories are written. Your task is to make them believable. You let them age over time. You make them talk about the weather, complain about traffic, follow sports teams. You simulate normal life. Then a directive arrives. A large energy company is facing a local vote about a pipeline. They are not interested in facts or debate. They want to shift emotion. You release your network. But you do not argue for the project. That would be obvious. Instead, you create conflict around something else. You inject heated arguments about school policies. You craft posts designed to provoke strong reactions. You test different headlines, measuring which ones trigger the fastest emotional response. Think about the last time you felt real anger online. It felt personal. It felt real. But it may not have been yours. It may have been engineered. You watch the data. Engagement rises. Real users join the arguments. They fight your fake accounts, then each other. The conversation spirals. When the vote happens, no one shows up. People are distracted, divided, and tired. The decision passes easily. You receive a bonus. You stare at the number. You realize something simple and unsettling. Emotion can be mapped, triggered, and directed. It is no longer sacred. It is a variable. The internet stops feeling like a place for people. It becomes a system, and you are learning how to control it. Level 2. The Orchestrator. You are 28 now. You live in Washington, D.C. Your office is larger. Your title is Director of Digital Strategy. The clients are hidden. The budgets are massive. You no longer handle accounts. You design systems. A foreign political group hires you. Their goal is to weaken the current government before an election. You are not concerned with ideology. You are focused on execution. You understand the core rule. The goal is not to make people believe one lie. The goal is to make them doubt everything. If someone sees one conflicting idea, they argue. If they see thousands of contradictions, they disengage. Confusion leads to apathy, and apathy is power. You build the operation. You route traffic through neutral countries. You deploy bot networks. You create dozens of fake news platforms. Each one publishes slightly different versions of the same story about corruption. You avoid the middle. You push the extremes. You feed outrage to both sides. One group gets content about economic injustice. Another gets content about national security. You widen the gap until the center cannot hold. You monitor the flow. The narratives spread from your controlled sources into real conversations. Journalists begin to report on the growing issue. At that moment, the cycle completes. What you created is now treated as reality. The election ends. The result shifts. The country fractures. Protests fill the streets. You watch it all from your office. You feel nothing. You understand something deeper now. Reality is not fixed. It is reinforced by repetition and reach. The strongest narrative wins. You are promoted again. Your life improves. But your perspective changes. Conversations about politics feel empty. You know the arguments are not organic. They are outputs. Level 3. The Architect. You are 35. Your firm has merged with a defense contractor. You have clearance. Your work is classified. Your title carries weight. Vice President of Strategic Communications. You no longer run short campaigns. You run long-term influence operations. The target is a rival nation's economy. Intelligence identifies a weakness in its banking system. The problem is manageable, unless something amplifies it. You do not hack systems. That leaves evidence. Instead, You influence perception. You launch a layered operation. A fabricated audio clip spreads, suggesting panic among financial leaders. At the same time, thousands of accounts discuss bank instability. Messages spread through private channels. A bank run does not need actual failure. It only needs belief. Within 2 days, panic spreads. People withdraw funds. The system collapses under pressure. What was stable becomes unstable because people think it is. The effects spread. Markets react. Currency drops. You report the results to officials. They understand traditional warfare. This is different. You changed outcomes without direct force. You begin to see everything differently. Conversations become calculations. You analyze reactions automatically. Even in your personal life, you adjust your words for effect. It becomes instinct. You walk through crowded spaces and see patterns instead of people, networks instead of individuals, points of influence, connection fades. Everything feels programmable. Level 4, the apex. You are 44. You operate globally. Your identity is minimal. Your influence is not. You advise powerful clients, governments, investors, institutions. You shape large-scale perception. A conflict breaks out. It threatens global markets. Fear spreads. Your task is not to stop the conflict. It is to stabilize perception. You coordinate messaging across institutions. You fund research that frames the situation as controlled. You promote voices that normalize the conditions. You refine the language. You replace emotional terms with neutral ones. War becomes stability management. Loss becomes adjustment. Language changes how people process reality. Over time, the narrative holds. Markets recover. The conflict continues, but concern fades. You are compensated at a level that removes you from ordinary life. You operate above it. You understand something final. Systems of belief hold everything together: money, power, identity. And those systems can be shaped. The loop. Somewhere, a young analyst starts their first day in a modern office. They open a dashboard filled with artificial accounts. They believe they are beginning a career. They believe they understand the system. They do not yet see the cost. Over time, they will. The patterns will repeat. The system will continue, because the machine does not depend on individuals. It depends on function, and it keeps running.